I got to farm with my dad every day. It's a way of life. It's a wonderful way of life. And it's at risk, and it shouldn't be.
The impact of Trump's tariffs is being felt in the heartland.
Soybean farmers here are now suffering economically like they haven't in decades.
Right now, we are harvesting soybeans in Ringo, Illinois. My family has been farming since 1846. I'm the fifth generation. We're a grain operation. We grow corn, soybeans. I'm a product of the pioneers. It's history. You don't let that go. One of the best memories that I had was just my dad teaching me how to drive a tractor. I got to farm with my dad every day. It was pretty cool. How many people could do that? It's a way of life. It's a wonderful way of life. And it's at risk, and it shouldn't be. It's total bullshit. Human lives are at stake. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
I'm very proud of him. He's done a great job. He's kind. He's very caring. He cares about other people. I didn't really want him to be a farmer. When my husband got sick, he asked if he could take over the farm. He said, "Mom, give me 3 years. Just give me 3 years." So that's what we did, and it's turned into 16 years.
Harvest is usually the best time of the year. It's literally the fruits of your labor. This is the time where we as farmers get to celebrate all of our hard work and that we get paid for our year's worth of work. And unfortunately, this one has a real bitter taste to it because the money is being spent right now in Argentina and being given to billionaires. Farming's hard enough as it is, dealing with Mother Nature, but this year especially is very challenging because of the tariffs that have been put upon us. Our cost of production has increased and our markets have dropped dramatically. And this is really putting a major strain on all farmers right now. If anybody who's not a farmer and they say, well, what do I care about what's happening with farmers? What does that matter? Well, in Illinois, 20% of all jobs revolve around agriculture. And when farmers have money, we spend it. And we spend it on really big, high-ticket items like combines or tractors, all of whom are made in major Rust Belt areas. And those are really high-paying, good jobs. And that trickles down to the waitresses who get better tips, to our schools because people have more income, the schools get better funded. And right now we're just in a major holding pattern because we have no income. The American people are hurting right now. The farmers are hurting right now. There's absolutely no reason for this.
Our grain prices are down. We have tariffs. We have a bumper crop. We don't have people to sell it to. China hasn't bought one of our beans. We don't have those markets anymore because of the tariffs.
I'm looking at the commodity prices, where they're at, which is how I get paid. I'm having a real difficult time trying to give a positive outlook for 2026. When President Obama was in office, we had a wonderful jolt of energy because we had an administration that said, we're going to have advanced biofuels power our country. And then Trump got in there and decided to have his trade wars again and everything else and to roll back all those environmental protections, and the ag economy started to tank. Joe Biden gets in there again. Hey, we're going to have advanced biofuels. We're going to have airline fuel that comes from corn-based ethanol. What happened? Prices went up again, up to an all-time high, right where they were. Trump gets back in there again. We're going to have a trade war, and boom, prices are tanking again.
President Trump is said to be considering a bailout of at least $10 billion for farmers. That may be too little too late.
We don't want a bailout. We want a market. Bailouts are Band-Aids. We aren't even made whole off of this. That's money that should be going towards senior citizens. That's money that should be going for the Affordable Care Act. That's money that should just be going to regular tax cuts for normal Americans and not billionaires. What he is doing is destroying our markets. And when those markets disappear, we're not going to get them back. We need to have a new policy. We need to have an ag policy that works for farmers again. And we know what works. We have to be able to make a living doing this. The years that we do the best are when our products are in demand. And our products, overwhelming for the history of this country, are in demand when we have a strong export market. And we have to keep those markets alive. We have to do that. And this administration isn't doing that. People came to this country for opportunity. Opportunity equal land. And we're giving that up. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Part of the reason why the greatness of this nation is because we take care of people and there's values of the family farm that need to be upheld.
Okay, something or farming once America is running out of food. You see, America is totally running out of foodstuffs. Across the heartland of America, something is happening. The soil that once fed the world is drying empty and silent. From Texas to Iowa, from California to Valley, to the plain of Kansas, farmers are sounding the same alarm. They are saying that the land is breaking, and if nothing changes, America may soon face a food crisis it's not ready for. This is a warning alarm from all the farmers that have been doing the farming as their own job, you see.
Donald Trump just attacked China's drop in soybean purchases on his Truth Social, calling it an economically hostile act and threatening to sever cooking oil trade. Here's what's missing from his post. China hasn't bought a single U.S. soybean this year. What was once billions in trade is now zero. In 2024, U.S. soy exports to China were around like 12 billion, 13 million, the backbone of many, many farm incomes. China shifted to Brazil and Argentina, cheaper, reliable producers, and it's gonna unlikely shift back. As for cooking oil, he says, Trump is probably speaking about the trade in used cooking oil. The U.S. imports a massive amount of it from China due to biofuel demand. But here's the thing. Used cooking oil import flows are already under pressure from new tariffs. This isn't about soybeans or oil. It's about narrative control. He's presenting a blunder as fealty and turning economic chaos into patriotic theater. So farmers, I don't know. Watch your backs.
Once the pride of the nation, the American farmer fed the world. But today, the same farmer is drowning in debts, taxes, and impossible costs. Diesel prices have doubled, seeds cost more every season, and fertilizer, once affordable, now feels like a gold. The small family farm, the one passed down from generation, is disappearing fast. Each month, more barns go quiet. More tractors stop running, and another piece of America's strength fades away. When the government is shut down, farmers were left stranded. Now, payment stopped.
So the people who say no handouts just lined up for a handout. Now tell me why farmers in Arkansas are standing outside with their hands out again, begging Uncle Sam for money. See, when it's regular people struggling, rent too high, groceries too ridiculous, can't afford health care, the answer is always from these people, stop complaining, stop asking for handouts, and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Farmers in Arkansas are crying out to the feds for stimulus money like it's open mic night. And look, I get it, because times are hard everywhere. But when you plant your crops, raise your cattle, take on the risks of farming, I mean, wasn't that a personal business decision? So why is it on me and you to make sure that that decision keeps paying out? Because see, when you and I make bad decisions, government doesn't cut us a check to make it right for us. Now, let's connect the dots here a little bit. These are the same people voting for the same politicians who say government is the problem. Yet as soon as the tractors stop running and their profits dry up, government magically turns into a solution for them. Ain't that funny and ironic? The question is, do we owe farmers any help? Or do they need to practice what they preach? Figure it out. Tighten that belt. Leave taxpayers out of it. Because last I checked, it's really not our problem to fix somebody else's gamble.
Subsidies froze, support vanished overnight. For big corporations, it's just a delay, but for small farmers, it's life or death. Bills keep coming, animals still need feed, and now many can't even afford to harvest what they have grown. The food is there, but it's trapped in the fields. The food is all over, but now the food is trapped in the field. Nature has joined the battle too. Historical drought in the West have destroyed billions of crops. Entire season lost, and insurance can't cover it all. Farmers stand in cracked soil where rivers once ran, other stairs at field buried underwater. They are fighting not just the economy, but the planet itself. Americans are now in a danger They can't afford a lot of things, and it used to have a lot of food crops, but now it's funny how even buying something like from they're even workers in the farm, and even if you would want to farm to grow your crops, the buying of those diesel to run your tractors is expensive, or else the farmers that used to help them ain't there anymore. They were taken back to the country. I mean, they were deported.
So are we all laughing at these farmers from Arkansas that had the fucking nerve to vote for Donald Trump, yet here they are asking for a government bailout because their fucking farms aren't making any money? No. They're in the fuck around and find out phase, and I really don't give a shit.
It's not just crops. Livestock farmers are barely surviving. Cattle ranchers can't afford or can't feed. Dairy farmers pour milk down the drain because prices are too low. Poultry farms are closing because of diseases, outbreak, and high energy bills. Other day there was Kentucky layoffs. Kentucky has been laying people because they are workers, but there's no people to eat their food because they can't afford their meals. They can't afford buying a chicken. So if you can't afford buying a chicken, then the one who is selling them can't even afford buying them. Even if they buy them, who will buy? Who will eat them? At the end of the day, they need to make a profit, pay their workers, pay the rent. So that's why they were laying off their own workers. Many are selling off animal not because they want to, but because they can't afford to keep them alive, because they have nothing to feed them. They have no people to take care of them. They have no one to go there and cut the grass to bring to the animals. So some farmers say this is just bad luck. It is a system designed to break. America is being controlled. System has been designed to break them. You remember the white people education they come in Africa, they only taught us how to work for them. You feel me? Taught us only how to work for them. But now, after us working for them, they deported us back to our countries. Now, this team is breaking them every single day, every single minute.
It seems crazy to me. I just seen a scale that they put out talking about how much money each demographic makes, which to me, it's crazy that you even release those numbers. But nevertheless, I just don't understand. This is why the farmers is messed up now. Because they see that and they see African Americans at the bottom making $35,000 a year. And they don't know we've been out here grinding and taking care of ourselves this whole time. Because I get mad stuff for free. Like, I don't know anybody who makes $35,000 like on paper who lives at $35,000. Like, they still get their hair done, get their nails done, get everything done because, and you like, how you getting that done? They talk about it, people like, oh, she goes to get EBT, but she got her nails done and she do that because you know that my man down the street, he flips cars and he gonna let me drive this one as long as I watch his son. Do you know that my girl, she does my hair for free? As long as I, hook her up every now and then and come through with the fish plates. Like, we've been on that. We got a whole circuit of people. That's how we move. That's how we live. I wouldn't go by that. That's why these farmers is messed up, because they thought they was going to get the Latinos out of the country and then black people was going to take over.
Large corporations buy land, control prices, dominate markets. Meanwhile, small farmers are squeezed out, one foreclosure at a time. Americans' farmland is quietly changing and many fear the food supply itself. It's being centralized, controlled by the few, and the cost of them is very high and costly. But even if it's darkness, there is light. Young Americans are returning to the soil. They are learning to grow food again, locally, organically, because they have to now start depending on themselves. Have to now begin building themselves, because they used to depend on their workers from Africa or other people in the other world. But now they have to work for themselves. They have to plant their own crops by themselves. The next generation is rising, not to depend on the system, but to rebuild the system. Farming is the backbone of action. Farming is the backbone of every part of the world, and food stuff is the basic need of every part of the world. When the farmers suffer, then the whole country suffers, the whole world suffers. will starve, they will die of hunger. America's farmers are warning us the soil is tired, the system is broken, the time is to act is now or never. Because when the field go quiet, so does the nation collapse every single day. I'm your host and this is Global Tales. Subscribe below and comment. I'll come back and put every comment to any of you will have given to me. Till next time, I'm Anthony Peace. Be with you.